Oh man, guys. Welcome to the second week of setting up the new city. It is complete chaos in here, and there's a lot to cover today, so let's dive on in. All right, guys, so this has been a big week for road work and figuring out the layout. As we showed you in the last video, we are playing around with the layout, and I think we have one that is gonna work, and we've started by disassembling the roads and putting them back together again. So with that, we also have to move around a lot of the buildings and figure out where exactly they're all gonna go. So let's start talking about kind of what we have in mind and what we're gonna do for the layout. So the goal is to build the city starting on this end and work our way down. And that way we can spend a lot of time and kind of do it in phases. And it may look like chaos down at this end, but it's actually starting to come together. So if I come in and show you guys, you can see that the road work, even though it's underneath some stuff at the moment, is starting to come together. And we've spent the last week and a half just building the roads and starting to lay out the buildings. We've done a ton of tutorials talking about the roads in the past, but if you haven't seen them, head to our channel because we have a lot of free ones. But basically, we're doing a combo mills slash 2021 road plate system that Lego came out with. We think that makes a really clean look, and it also saves money on the traditional mills plate because you don't have to buy a bunch of brick that turned into the roads. Instead, you're using the road plates.
And you may be thinking, why are we not just reusing all of the road plates we've already built and already used throughout the city? Well, two reasons. As we explained in our last video, there are areas of the city that don't align properly because we've reused the roads over and over again. So we want to make sure that it all lines up properly going forward and make sure that we just have a city layout that is really thought through. And that leads me to the second point, which is we're redoing the city layout. So we need to customize the roads to fit the new layout, and therefore we can't use the old roads. Otherwise, we're going to run into the exact same issues that we've already run into.
So after building the roads, you can kind of see them. They're underneath everything right now, and I'm sorry that it's so cluttered. We just have literally nowhere else to put the stuff. But basically, what we're doing is we're putting the IKEA tables up, and then we're sliding the wood on top, and we're basically building from the wall back. This is starting to be the layout of the buildings. However, the modular over here and Skyloft are going to be moved to a different area of the city in the future. Those are just temporary placeholders. In fact, in the back, which is where the hospital's going, we designed over the last 2 days a brand new hospital extension with entry area for emergency vehicles. So that's actually going to be built kind of where Skyloft is right now, and it's almost the same height. So it's basically going to be like an extension of the hospital. We already ordered the parts. Really excited for that. But as you move your way over, the tram is going to run straight down through here, down through kind of like our South Beach area, which is going to be super cool. All the beach and sand and everything else is all going to be fixed and kind of changed for this area. Right now, this is just sitting here, and it's going to be moved in the future. Like there's literally old, pieces of railroad, and it's just chaos right now. But we are making progress because we're starting to see kind of what the layout is going to be looking like. And so the government building is going to go right here. We're going to add a little bit more of a sidewalk just to make it scoot over just a little bit so you get more of a view towards the back. We're going to put a little park right here. We decided from the last video to add an additional road in the back just to create some separation between the buildings. And so we built this yesterday. As you can see, we've been working on the kind of the park that'll go next to the government building. But basically, this road will be a back road that will be where all the back buildings kind of have access. And the thought right now is to kind of keep it with the bank building in the back and then probably keep the JW Marriott right here. The reason being is that this is actually going to be kind of the downtown core area. And as we build out this area, you'll see why. But there's an access hole back here. And so we want taller buildings around that so that it's harder to see that in the future. From there, it'll basically join the rest of the city. And again, more on that in the future. We're really excited with the new layout. But for now, it's just kind of moving around everything, making sure the buildings stay intact as we move them. And obviously, we've got all these to still move down and find a home for, basically. So a huge work in progress. After all this is assembled, which will probably be the next episode, is going to be kind of this chunk. It'll be like the downtown core and kind of this area of the city. We'll then move on to turning this whole area into the new airport area, which will then open up the old airport area into a new snow, train, or micro area, which I know you guys have been voting on. We do have a direction. I'm not going to tell you yet, but also very exciting. And then lastly, this is our new storage area. What's cool about this is it's on wheels. So basically, when we're working on stuff, we can just slide it out and we have access to both sides. And when we're not working on building, we can just push it back and it makes for a nice walkway. Still need to go through all this crap And yeah, there's just a lot to get through, but work in progress, and it's coming along nicely. Well, guys, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for episode 3. Hopefully by then we'll start to have a little bit more of a clear direction for you guys to follow along, and hopefully by then it'll be a little less chaotic, but I guess we'll see. For now, hope you like the direction the city's going, and I hope you guys are excited as we are, because I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a really, really cool new city. So that's it for today. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next video.